The film opens with the funeral of Ellen Graham, a mysterious and secretive woman who had a fraught relationship with her daughter Annie. Annie delivers a eulogy describing Ellen as a private and difficult person. Back at home, Annie lives with her husband, Steve, their introverted teenage son, Peter, and their eccentric and unsettlingly quiet 13-year-old daughter, Charlie. Charlie exhibits strange behavior, including an obsession with drawing and creating macabre art pieces from household items and dead animals. Annie attends a grief support group, revealing that her family history is riddled with mental illness and tragedy, including her brother's suicide and her mother's struggles with dissociative identity disorder. Meanwhile, Charlie's behavior grows increasingly odd, suggesting she may have a deeper connection to Ellen. One night, Peter asks to attend a party, and Annie insists he take Charlie along. At the party, Charlie eats a slice of cake containing nuts, triggering her severe allergy. Panicked, Peter rushes her to the hospital, driving recklessly through dark, winding roads. In her struggle to breathe, Charlie sticks her head out of the car window. Tragically, Peter swerves to avoid a deer, and Charlie's head strikes a telephone pole, killing her instantly. In shock, Peter drives home and leaves Charlie's decapitated body in the car. The next morning, Annie discovers the gruesome scene, and her agonizing screams fill the house. This event fractures the family even further, with Peter consumed by guilt, and Annie spiraling into grief and anger. Annie begins attending grief counseling again and meets Joan, Ann Dowd, a seemingly kind woman who claims to have lost her own son and grandson. Joan introduces Annie to the concept of seances, claiming they can communicate with the dead. Desperate to reconnect with Charlie, Annie performs a seance at home, convincing Steve and Peter to join her. Strange and terrifying events follow, as supernatural forces begin to infiltrate the house. Annie discovers Ellen's hidden belongings, including photo albums and books on the occult. She realizes her mother was involved in a demonic cult that worships Paimon, a demon who seeks a male host. Clues suggest Ellen had been grooming Charlie as Paimon's vessel, but with Charlie's death, the cult's focus shifts to Peter. The film's tension builds to a horrifying climax as supernatural forces escalate. Steve burns a notebook Annie associates with Charlie's spirit, only to spontaneously combust himself. Annie, now fully possessed, hunts Peter through the house. Peter leaps out a window to escape, and his body is overtaken by Paimon. In the final scene, Peter, now possessed, awakens in the treehouse surrounded by cult members, including Joan. A mannequin crowned with Ellen's decapitated head sits in the center, and Joan proclaims Peter as Paimon's host. The cult members hail him as their new king.